Hello, ladies, and welcome to the third episode of the Breakdown to Breakthrough group show, the Breakthrough Show. And yeah, today's subject is something that's really near and dear to my heart, and I hope you're going to enjoy me talking a little bit about this, sharing a little bit about my journey through this, and giving you some pointers on what you can start doing today to help you with your self-love, self-care, and all of these things. And ultimately, when you start pouring that into yourself, it's also going to build up your confidence. It's going to make you feel happier. It's going to help you to think more clearly. Yeah, like all the good stuff. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. And I'm going to be mixing it up. Some of it's going to be self-love, some of it's going to be self-care. And if you see me sort of looking around, I've put these little post-it notes all over my screen of what I want to be talking about. And they're in no particular order. So it's not like to say that this is the first thing you need to do, or, you know, the last thing. Although the last point that I'm going to make is one I think that is going to be one of the most important, but I want to speak around some of the others first, because the last thing is probably going to be the one that's going to stick in your head a little bit more. And it may be that you might want to come back and have a look at this video and just watch it, you know, a few times to just, you know, pick up on the ones that you may have forgotten about. And I'm going to purposefully not keep this video going on too long, because I know last week's one, it went on for about 30 minutes. And I want to keep these short and sweet and punchy, and so that you can go off and like get some results straight away. So the first thing that I want to talk about is that you shouldn't beat yourself up. I know a lot of people, when they've gone through something bad, they start to question what was their part in it. Are they to blame? Are they not good enough? Are they, you know, what is it about them that made this thing go wrong? And you know what? You may have played a part in it, and you may not. You may not have any fault whatsoever, but what a lot of people tend to do is still blame themselves, still question themselves, still beat themselves up per se. And what I want you to do is, one of the steps is to stop beating yourself up, because the thing is that it actually doesn't help you at all. In fact, it is such a negative thing, it's actually going to bring you down. So one of the things that you need to stop doing today, whether you played a part in it or not, is to stop beating yourself up. It's no use questioning what happened in the past, what you want to be doing. And the thing with coaching is that it's a solution focused thing that you get into. If you ever hire a coach, or you get free coaching, whatever, you know, whether it's paid or unpaid, it's always going to be solution focused. There might be a really tiny part of it that you're going to be looking back in the past, but 10, you know, sort of 9 times out of 10, you're really going to be looking at only how to move forward, because you have this problem, but you want to get over it. And dwelling on what's happened and who's to blame really just doesn't help. So what you want to do is you want to start looking at how can you build yourself up instead of beating yourself up and then, you know, bringing yourself down. You want to lift yourself up. That's what you want to be doing. And then the next point that I really want to talk about is letting go of the negative thoughts. And you know what? This is probably one of the hardest things that you're actually going to do. And it's something that you are going to have to build a habit in doing. It's not the easiest thing to do. Is, you know what, like a lot of people say, you know, you should have gratitude and you should write things down. And maybe the way to let go of negative things is to actually turn it on its head and talk about what you're grateful for in your life, and you know, the things around you. I watched a really good, I think it was John Maxwell, little Instagram IGTV thing that he had on the other day, and it was really good. It was he was talking all about gratitude and how much it helps you. And in fact, what if I can find it? Oh my goodness, I just dropped some boxes. If I can find it, I will try and share it in the group. If I can't, I'll at least see if I can get a transcript. But yeah, one of the ways to let go of negativity is to actually find things to be thankful for, and being grateful for what you have. A lot of people might, you know, you might have wishes that to have something more in your life, but it's always good to appreciate what you already have in your life. You know, and you know, the main ones are you've got a roof over your head, you've got food in the cupboard or in the fridge. So I think it's really, really important that you, even if it's, and for some people this will be a hard thing to do, is to practice gratitude and to write down, you know, 1 or 2 things a day. Just start there, and you'll find that as you get into the habit of practicing being grateful for what you have, or what's come into your life, or what you've had for a really long time. And it could be, you know, just starting off with your family, your kids, you know, your friends, that you've got a car to ride in, especially, you know, at this time where there's a you know, a pandemic going around, and you might be worried about getting on public transport or things like that. So having a car is something huge to be to be grateful for, because you have your own transport and you feel safer, you know, in that mode of transport. So whatever it is, just if you can start with just 1 or 2 things a day, and if you can manage it, even 5 things, and then sort of building it up to listing 10 things every day that you're grateful for and just writing it down. There is lots of power in writing things down. So if you don't have a journal, and I know I've spoken about it in the previous 2 videos, is about journaling and how that really helps you. And there's other parts of journaling, but one part is definitely about the gratitude part. So definitely get yourself a journal, or even use your diary if you have a bit of spare space in there, to write 1 or 2 things each day that you're grateful for. And that's really going to help you to let go of those negative thoughts and be more positive. And then the next thing that I want to say is the next thing that I want to talk about that you should do is celebrate your wins. And so anything that's happened that's good, that you can also be grateful for, that's a win in your life. So for me, say for instance, I'm a coach and I get a new client. That is a win for me. Or, you know, maybe you've come into some unexpected money. That's a win. Celebrate it. Find a way to celebrate those things in your life, all the good things that are happening to you, the little wins. They don't have to be big wins. They can be just small little things. It could be making progress in a course that you're doing at the moment. That's a win. Say, you know, especially like if you've been finding it hard to concentrate, or, you know, like things like you got on top of your housework. That is a little win, especially for me. Oh my goodness, I'm actually the worst at keeping on top of my housework, especially the washing aspect. So for me, like my little win this week as well has been that I've actually done the washing, folded it up, got it out, you know, straight after getting it out of the dryer and then putting it away, because usually I might leave it for a week. So that's a little win for me. So yeah, so all your wins, celebrate them, big or small. Then the next thing that I want to talk about is carving out some time each and every day to have some time out where you are spending time with just your thoughts, quiet time, as I like to call it. So this is really going to help you to clear your mind, but also to calm you down. In this world that we live in now, there's so much going on. You're literally switched on all the time, from the minute you open your eyes till the last bit of the day when you close your eyes. You are on. There's your phone, there's the iPad, there's the computers, there's everything, there's TV. Like, it's just constant, it doesn't stop. And then your mind is racing 10 to none all the time. So you need to have that time where you can sit in the quiet. Now, I'm a mum, I've got 2 kids. That is not easy, like, when they're around. So I carve out a bit of time for myself in the morning. In the mornings, I find, is when I'm most productive. So I have my little bit of quiet time. I do my exercise. I do everything in the first thing in the morning. As soon as I drop them off to school, I come back and I have my time, a bit of quiet time. I have sit down, have a cup of coffee, have some reflection time, have a little bit of downtime. Then I get my exercise done and I get all of that out of the way. Then I get myself to work. I have my breakfast and things like that. But that's my routine. And I don't know how that could look for you, but definitely find a little bit of time, even if it's 10 minutes a day, each and every day, to carve out a little bit of quiet time for yourself. Oh my gosh, all my getting loads of texts at the moment. Sorry if you can hear that. Yeah, and then I just touched on it just now. The next thing that I want to talk about is keeping it moving. Obviously, exercise is something which you would have heard of, that creates those good endorphins inside of you. So every time that you're spending time moving, for me, like, I love working out now, and I didn't. I got when I had my last breakup, I went through a point where I didn't do anything. And everything was really hard, like every single thing to do, apart from like getting the school run done, getting dinner done and stuff like that. Everything else was just hard because I had this brain fog and I didn't clear my head and I didn't do the things that I'm telling you to do. But the best thing for me, and this could be other things for you, like meditation or things like that. But the best thing for me that really helps me the most is actually doing the exercise. I find that I feel so good after exercise, and I only do HIIT. So that means that my exercise is no more than 20 minutes a day. So I don't spend hours on end exercising every day, but I feel my best after I've exercised. And I'm a morning person, so for me, doing the exercise in the morning is the best thing for me because it really sets me up for the whole day. So whatever that looks like for you, have something in your life to keep yourself moving, whether that be going for a walk, doing a bit of yoga, doing a bit of HIIT like me, or getting down to the gym for a little while, having a swim, whatever that is, whatever the thing that is good for you. Make sure you can try and put that into your week, every single week, even if it's 2 or 3 days a week. It doesn't have to be sort of every day. I say every day, I do it 5 days out of 7. Weekends I take off because I like to be present with the children. And so just keep moving, even if it's going for a walk each and every day. The next thing is being patient and being consistent. And the reason why I put those 2 things together is because a lot of us want things done now. We live in this microwave society where everybody wants things done yesterday. The thing is that in reality, things don't work out that quickly. Not in business, not in a career, not in education. All of these things take hard work. They take patience and they take consistency. If you do not do those 2 things together in anything that you're doing in your life, you're going to want to give up and you're going to not see the results. So if you want to see the results in your mindset, in getting yourself healthier, in building and growing a business, in going up in your career, whatever that might be, it's going to take a little bit of patience on your time, and it's going to take you being consistent in your action taking every single day. There's that saying, Rome wasn't built in a day. It took them doing it one step at a time, one foot in front of the other. And it's going to be the same for you in your self-care, in building up your self-love, and putting your life back together again. And it did the same for me. And if anyone tells you you can have it done, you know, in a day or in a month, it really just doesn't work like that. It takes a long time. So it takes you having patience, and it takes you being consistent with your actions every single day. And then, so the next thing I want to talk about is treating yourself and others with love and respect. Now, not every single person may be like woo-woo in here, or believe in this, or believe in the law of attraction and stuff like that. But the first thing, and why I say treat yourself first, not others, it has to start with you. It's got to start with you. You have to love yourself first. They say you attract more of what you give out. But also the thing is that if you don't love yourself first, what you're giving out is that you don't love and care for yourself. So what you're attracting back to you is people who don't love and respect you. So start with yourself first. And also, I really believe that you cannot give out anything without you know, what they say about your cup needs to be full first before that you can give out. So if you don't love yourself to the fullest, you're not going to be able to love anybody else to the fullest. And that's with your kids, with your friends, with your family members. So it really all starts with you. So you need to treat yourself with love and respect. You need to put yourself first. So it's really, really important that you take what I'm saying. And I know it's a lot, because I'm good, you know, there's, I think, 4 more points that I'm going to touch on before I finish this video. But you know what, they're all so important. So I really hope that, you know, when you get time, you're going to watch this back and you know, try and take a couple at a time and do it. But if you want to be loved and respected from other people, then you need to do it yourself. And I've definitely found that in my relationships, I didn't value myself enough. I didn't put enough value on my time, on my worth, on everything. And I found that they didn't either. And so it's really important that you find a way to do that, to spend some time loving yourself, respecting yourself, and then you will find that you will attract people around you who value you as in the way that you value yourself. So it's really, really important that you do this. And then, so the next point that I want to talk about is not listening to your inner critic. Now, if you don't know what your inner critic is, it is the voice inside that, so it's the same thing about letting go of negative thoughts. And it's it's that thought, that voice that comes up whenever you're trying to do something, and it might sound like, oh, who do you think you are to do that? So this is what you're thinking in yourself, or you're not good enough to do that, or you're never going to be any good at that, or yeah, you haven't got the ability to do that. That's your inner critic. That's the critical voice that keeps telling you that you're not able to do something. But the thing is that to realize about the inner critic is that it is built to keep you where you are as a way of keeping you safe. But the thing is that it's wrong. So anything that you put your mind to, anything that you really want with the whole of your heart, your mind, your soul, you can do it. You can find a way to do it. If you don't know how to do it now, you can find out how to do it. You can learn how to do it. So all your inner critic is doing is keeping you safe. Well, it thinks it's keeping you safe, but all it's doing is keeping you mediocre, actually. So what you've got to try to do is to hear the voice and say, I hear you. I'm completely safe, but I'm still going to do this because it's going to enrich my life and it's going to make me feel better. So the next point is follow your passions so that you can find your purpose. The funny thing is, so before I started coaching, I didn't know I wanted to be a coach. Like, the word coach. I didn't know that that's what it was. What I did know was that I loved helping people. I loved helping people to get serious results in their lives. And I also loved helping people who were the underdog. It was like a hobby, which in a way, I mean, this is coming from such a good place in my heart. And the reason being is because in my life, I've seen so many people who were not encouraged enough, who were not loved enough. And unfortunately, because of that, they really just didn't have the confidence to reach their potential, to follow their passions, to really step into their purpose. And I saw those people, and I believed in those people, and I knew that those people could do anything that they put their mind to if they really just had the confidence, if they answered that inner voice that said, I want to do this, or I would love to be this, but I can't because of this. And I would love to help those people realize and see that they were able to do it. So like when I was in my recruitment jobs, I used to love to take on the candidates who nobody else wanted, because they had to work twice, if not 3 times as hard to get that person a job, because they didn't have confidence, they weren't acing interviews, they weren't, they just really weren't putting their best foot forward. Well, for me, that was the best person to work with, because I would draw out of them every best part of them. I would build up their confidence. And I'm telling you what, those people went on to have amazing jobs, amazing careers. I don't know how many times I've had my ex-candidates contact me on LinkedIn and tell me about their lives and tell me about, what's happened in their careers, and thanking me for what I did with them and how I helped them. And that was my reward. It wasn't the money, and believe me, I made a phenomenal amount of money doing recruitment, but there's no monetary amount out there that can make you feel that goodness inside of helping someone who thought that they couldn't be helped. So for me, that's my passion. And basically what I was doing, which without knowing, was I was coaching people to be the best version of themselves, to achieve the ultimate goals that they never thought they would, that their families never thought they would, but I knew they could, and I helped them to do it. And so I was already coaching before I went to study coaching and do it properly, and become a qualified coach. And so what I did was, and I had those people as well who said to me sometimes, oh, you can't do that. You'll never do that. You'll never make that much money. And I would just go, oh, I'm going to prove you wrong, And so that's what I want for you guys. I want you to, if you have a passion, if you have that inner voice that says, oh, I'd really love to do this, I would like to help you to find that, to move and step into that. And I want you to know right now, if there's anything that you take from this video, is to know that if you really, really want something, you can do it. You can 100% do it. And if you need some help, please reach out and I will help you in any way that I can. Okay, so my last 2 points are learn to say no. That is a protective measure for you, because sometimes especially if you're a people pleaser, you're the yes ma'am, the yes sir kind of person, that really just doesn't do any good for you, especially when you are trying to create breakthroughs in your life and you really need to be setting boundaries. You really need to be limiting things that are not good for you, and ultimately saying no to something that's not good for you, that you don't enjoy doing, or that you just don't want to be a part of. It's time to stop people pleasing, and it's time to start doing things for you to enrich your life. So you need to start setting those boundaries, and not letting people take advantage of you. But also for yourself, you need to set boundaries around yourself. So if there's something that you're doing that's really not good for you, you need to say, like, I'm not available for that anymore. So I'm going to set that boundary that I'm not available for this anymore, because it's not doing me any good. And my last point for today, and I've gone over and it's nearly 30 minutes, so I'm going to be drawing this to a close after this, is above all, this is probably the most important thing that I'm going to say to you today, is to forgive yourself. And again, I'm starting with you. Forgive yourself first for all the things that have gone wrong, all the things that you've done wrong, all the bad decisions that you've made. Forgive yourself first, and then forgive everyone else that's ever hurt you, that's ever done anything wrong to you. And the reason why I say this is that you also need to forgive the other people, is because some people think that it's not important. It really is, because your unforgiveness is, especially of other people, this is an analogy that someone told me, is that unforgiveness is like taking a poison that you meant for someone else. Hear that again. Unforgiveness is like taking the poison that you meant for someone else. So it means it harms you. Unforgiveness harms you. It does not harm the other person. So letting go of what happened, it doesn't mean that you're available for any more hurt, any more pain, or any more of what they want to dish out. No. Forgiving that person is letting it go, letting them go, letting the situation go. But also it's healing yourself, because unforgiveness will eat you from the inside out. It is the absolute worst emotion that you can have. It will slowly eat you up inside, and it will keep you from making progress in anything in your life. It really does. It's so bad for you. So if there's anything that you take from this video, it's that forgive yourself and then forgive everyone else. I really hope you've enjoyed today's breakthrough show. If you've got any questions whatsoever, again, please do put them in the comments below, and I will try and find that video from John Maxwell for you and post it. But have a lovely morning, day, evening, wherever you are, and I will catch up with you for next week's show. Take care. Bye-bye.